All right, we got Mr. Rapha, crazy man, right out the gate. So this is him all the time. We're gonna be doing some work today. I'm using the Pivo today. Fetch. I don't have my camera crew with me, which I don't really have a camera crew. I just have people here record for me. But we're gonna be working on our heel. And so you're gonna see some of the things that I'm doing. He kind of has the concept of it just because I can move him wherever I need to. So an example of that would be, I'm just gonna toss this down over here, toss this down over here. And so you're gonna see, out, come here, sit. You're gonna see I can just move him wherever I need to, and then I can tell him to sit where I want him to sit. So there's a lot of body cues that come from me to let him know where I'm asking. So it gives the appearance that he knows how to heel, even though he doesn't understand to heel, because I have the ability to have the conversation with him about where I want him to be at. That's what I refer to with our system. So, fetch. So a lot of times, up, come here, up, 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 up. A lot of times when I tell people he doesn't really even know it or he's never seen it before, it's because he truly hasn't seen it before. It just looks like it because of the comprehension of what it is that I'm asking for through our system of being able to have a conversation. That's what I mean by also, when you have a system that's focused on yes and no, out, and you have a system that's focused on reward, the dog's general fixation is usually on a reward or avoidance of consequence. Over, fetch. And so just to be able to tell the dog, I need you to be right there, out for a minute, helps the dog understand things a lot. Okay, so now we also have, I talk about the ability to lure unlimited without food or toys. So a lot of people think that I teach the dog to come to my hand for food or toys. We don't. And I'm gonna do that for just a minute. My goal is to create an understanding of coming to my hand by causing fixations somewhere else. So what I mean by that is obviously he's really into these things, right? So that's just him. Like anytime one moves or he sees one, he just wants to go after it. He wants to pull. He wants to thrash. Nothing about this dog drives in. That's all conditioning. This dog staying still when there's objects in the ground, that's all conditioning. Out. And I think some of you saw me put out a video when he was younger showing his possessiveness on how he would go to a toy and then he didn't even want to pick the toy up. He would just go to the toy and stand on the toy. And if I went near the toy, then he would hunker down, tuck his tail, and like not cower, but like, I don't know what you'd call it. I'm not a dog, whatever. But like he would just like get on top of it like that. And he wouldn't want you to touch it. So we spend a lot of time teaching him, fetch. His job is to pick the toy up and come straight to me, which we've now reconditioned in his mind that instead of being possessive, I want you to do the opposite, fetch, up, here, up, and get the toy and come to me. Well, out, reverse, sit. It's a lot different when the dog's bringing you an object versus you taking something from the dog. So just the exchange of the interaction itself has helped recondition his mind of me touching objects without his mind going into the possessive nature that he came pre-installed with. So you're gonna see me go through, again, I'm gonna start talking here and doing all this stuff, but we're gonna go through and I'm gonna start conditioning the heel position and I'm gonna start using hand targeting for that. And then I'm gonna use going after the toys to create a fixation on the toy to help me condition the dog to not go after things and come to my hand in heel position. So we're gonna go ahead and just start right through this process here. And you can see like you'll see in his mouth, he's kind of got like even that right there, like I walked past the toy, out, sit. I walked past the toy and his immediate response is, there's a toy. So he just leaves me to go for the toy. So I'm using the toy as a draw to break the behavior that I'm actually trying to teach right now. And so where people are like, oh, okay, I just see he uses the toys to reward the behavior. No, I mean, I'm 100% in our system. I'm using the toy to draw the dog out of position, which gives me an opportunity to put the dog back into a position so I can proof this behavior and get what I need. So now I got him back into heel position. We're going again, and I'm right back in this scenario again. And we lose the head there again, which gives me an opportunity to stop and bring the head back up so I can proof this. Heel. Whenever he stops fixating on the toy, I'm immediately going to send him for the toy, not as a way to say, sit, good job, but as a way to create more fixation on the toy to help me proof the heel command. So, and some people be like, yeah, but he likes the toy. I'll never deny he doesn't like the toy. I'm just explaining to you the mindset, the purpose behind what I'm doing. Heel. Behind, out, heel. So even right there, it's not like I let him heel, get the toy, play with it. I didn't tell him, yes, good job, and spend 15 minutes on it, giving him a break. Heel. I'm literally sending him to the toy, sit, as more of a teaser to put his mind back on the toy to create a potential opportunity for him to disobey, resist, avoid, and try to stay on the toy. And in doing that, I got multiple opportunities. I got an opportunity to send him behind me to get him to understand the behind command. I also got the opportunity to do a call off and a recall back to heel position. So there's so many things going on that benefit me by not sitting there doing that. Okay, so now same thing again. He's in a sit. Break. So we're gonna play, but you notice I'm not playing with him in the behavior I'm focused on. So it's not like I'm sitting there telling him good job for healing and I'm praising him for healing. Out, sit, break. And it's not like even once I pulled him out of heel position, then I immediately brought him to a sit, then I immediately, gave him the tug for that. Out, sit. I'm just showing that the idea of you having to pay the dog or reward the dog for the behavior you're trying to teach, it's a way of training, but it doesn't have to be that way. All right, so now same thing again, out. Now I'm using that toy he just bit, out, sit, multiple times as a distraction to call him into heel position. Heel. Good boy. Oh. Ooh. That's a good boy. Now we're going to get even deeper. Out, heel. Yeah, that's a good boy. Heel. Out, heel. Heel. Out. Heel. That's a good job. And we are kicking the toy around, out, heel, as a distraction, again, to the heel, sit. Over, out, heel, sending to a completely different toy, out, heel, and then using that as an opportunity to call off and put right back into heel position. I can see his body's leaning towards this side. So now I know he's favoring this side of my body, and he's also favoring that object. So I'm going to use this to help me, and we're going to get his body to straighten back out by over, fetch, going to the side, up, that's over here. So even when I'm sending the dog towards something, out, break, I'm always sending the dog where it's least favoring. Out, sit, reverse sit, break. And so we're just giving you a deep dive into the processing. And again, this is slow. I'm breaking it down very slow. I'm going through it and explaining things. Out, sit. This isn't like the normal pace of how I train. It's usually pretty fast, boom, 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 boom. But I'm giving you guys a better look into the E-FLO system, the mindset behind it, of helping you understand how we are getting behaviors in a 5-month-old dog, like super proofed, super fast, clarity, like crazy results. And it's because we're not training based off of how people say to train. I encourage you guys to visit our website, look at our training system. I give a breakdown about what it is, what separates it, what's the mindset behind it, what's the goal behind it. the purpose of the remote collar, all those different things. And then we're always putting out videos. So, you know, if you're new to this and you're new to seeing my work, be sure to check out some videos. I raise a lot of dogs online, years of work, records, accomplishments, competitions, equipment, no equipment, a variety of things, retrieving, obedience, which I know everybody calls obedience just sit down, heel, stuff like that. But obedience is anything you tell the dog to do, whether it's protection, scent detection, whatever it is. Obedience is compliance with order or command. So to me, all of it is obedience. Up. All of it is fetch. Up. All right, so now we got the toy in his mouth. We're gonna have him heel with the reward. Heel. Up, 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 up. We're also gonna have him spit it out. Out. Heel. Fetch. Heel. Come back into heel position. Yeah, that's a good boy. Do the same thing again. Out. Out. Heel. Fetch. Heel. Yeah, that's a good boy. Up, 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 up. Good boy. Out. Heel. Back. Fetch. Up, 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 up. Yeah, that's a good boy. Out. Front. Up. Crazy. Fetch. Yeah. Come on. Get it, get it, get it. Fetch. Here. Fetch. Yeah. So even in that scenario, I'm having him perform the brand new behavior with what would be considered the reward without playing with him with the reward. Out. So you guys got to look at over, fetch. You guys got to look at a couple things. Back. Here. Out. Back. Fetch. The things I want you to look at in this is once the dog has the reward, the behavior ceases. Out. Sit. Fetch. So all the times that I'm demonstrating and showing, come here, up, 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 up. All the times that I'm demonstrating, I'm sending the dog for a bumper, out, break. I'm sending the dog for a retrieve. Is it a reward if I, out, sit. If I hand you something, I'm like, hey, I got this for you. And then you're like, oh, that's great. It's something that you see and you like. And then I'm like, oh, by the way, but you can't do what you want with it. You got to pick it up. You got to hold it. You got to bring it here. You got to set it here. You got to keep it in this position. You got to take it over there. At that point, is it as fun or rewarding for you? I'm not saying the dog doesn't enjoy picking the bumper up, but I just want to highlight and point out that at no point am I being like, hey, good job. You did this. This is what you're getting for this, for the behavior, to teach the behavior at all. And again, I just want to make sure that I'm clear with everybody. I'm not anti-reward. I'm not anti-punishment. I'm anti-pay for something that should exist because of the conditioning in the relationship. I'm anti-punish a dog for something they don't understand. So now this doesn't mean that now once he knows how to sit and once he knows how to come to me in many scenarios, many situations, and then I tell him to come to me and he tries to take off towards a cat, that there shouldn't be some type of punishment involved for disobeying a very well-known and trained command. Yeah, he's 5 months old. You know what I mean? So even when he's older, let's say it's not even a 5-month thing, let's say it's a 2-year-old dog thing. Has that dog been conditioned to recall off of prey type scenarios, running away from them that are very enticing? Has that dog been conditioned to do a recall while it's in a group of 10 dogs playing? Has that dog, and if the answer is always no, it's very hard to hold somebody accountable for something they haven't been trained properly for. And people are really bad about saying that and doing that. People are really bad about saying, okay, well, you sat for me in the kitchen that one time, so I know you know how to sit. And I know that a lot of you dog trainers out there, you're way more advanced than that and you understand that. But I'm talking about overall the situations where people punish dogs for things that they haven't spent the time to properly train, or they've allowed lesser behavior to occur in scenarios, and then all of a sudden they demand a better solid behavior from the dog over the same topic. And if the dog doesn't perform the way they want it to perform in that moment, allowing the dog prior to perform less, then they want to punish the dog. That's what I'm anti. So again, I'm not anti-punishment. I'm not anti-reward your dog. I'm anti-buy behavior, and I'm anti-intimidate or discipline behavior that you haven't spent the time to condition. And I like teaching dogs by helping them understand what it is that I want from them, by showing them, versus, hey, if you sit down for me, you get the toy. And I hope that makes sense. But anyways, just a little deep inside, a lot of free information here that I'm giving out. Again, always showing transparency of what our system is, fetch, and everything else. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. This guy has been an amazing dog, like all my other dogs. I really like raising puppies. It's fun to get a new dog all the time and teach behaviors out for the first time. Brick. It keeps you sharp. That's the other thing I can tell you is as a trainer, raising dogs all the time from start to finish is very valuable because you get to stay in that state out, fetch, of constantly teaching. Like once your dog has an idea of sit, or once your dog has an idea of a recall, you know, upkeeping the recall and upkeeping the sit is not the same as conditioning the sit. Out, it's similar, but it's not the full deal. So fetch. But anyways, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next video. Come here. Up, 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 up.